G'day.
G'day.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
Well, in this video we are continuing to explore Kakadu National Park. We're heading out to Jabiru for a few days.
Come and join us as we check out some more of Kakadu's iconic places.
Cahill's Crossing.
We're going to go out to Yuba to check out the ancient rock art and the amazing landscape out there.
And we'll be heading out to Mary River National Park,
where we'll do some off-grid caravanning at Cousins Lookout.
Jabiru is less than an hour's drive from where we were staying at Yellowwater Billabong.
Jabiru is a small town inside Kakadu National Park. It was built in 1982 and is just under 3 hours east of Darwin by car.
We checked into Kakadu Lodge for a few nights.
No booking required. You just rock up.
And it's $58 a night, power and water. Kakadu Lodge is well laid out. The sites are huge. This is only half the site. The other half of our site's over here, out to the pole. So there's plenty of room here, that's for sure. These are really big sites. Nice and grassy. There's plenty of room. And yeah, it's really comfortable. Amenities block just over the back here. They keep that really clean and tidy. Alright, so heading over to the pool, check that out and go for a swim.
Yeah. Doesn't look too far away actually.
No, right in the centre of the park it is.
Yeah. Bit of a resort style pool. Looks very inviting. And it even has a spa.
So, Paul's going to be brave. It's absolutely freezing in this pool. Let me tell you. Freezing.
It's cold.
It's freezing. Yeah. Go on then. And? No, you could say that's why I get wet.
There's also a huge outdoor dining area and bistro.
The menu seems to have a good selection of meals. Yeah, it's quite a nice area. So it seems like Jabiru is a bit of a town. It's got a IGA supermarket. There's basic supplies in there, but it is an IGA supermarket. It's got a post office, a health centre in the shopping complex. You can park your van out the front of it and get in there quite easily, so it's pretty accessible. There's also a petrol station here. So while you might not rely on it for all your groceries and whatever you need, it's certainly a good way to top it up if need be. And if you've forgotten something.
Well, let's go and have a look what is around Jabiru.
And a better place to start than the visitor centre. Just a little walk into the Bawali Visitor Centre.
Yeah. Oh, I can expect this.
The centre is designed to provide visitors with an understanding of the area, its landscape and wildlife.
Jim Falls, Twin Falls, Mabuki's open and Yermo. All the drive.
Tell you what, the Bawali Cultural Centre is really well laid out. There's a whole heap of information. It was beautifully presented. Certainly worth a visit just on its own. It's included in your pass to Kakadu, so you get your pass into the place and you have access to this. You actually have to book a pass to get into Kakadu National Park. It's managed by the federal government, so it's a Commonwealth Park, which is different to the Northern Territory Parks pass, because they're managed by the Northern Territory government. Anyway, a bit confusing, but bottom line is you've got to get a separate one for Kakadu and Uluru. So those two are managed by the Commonwealth. When you book it online, I think it was $30 for the pass, and it's valid for 7 days from the date that you book it for. So you can pick when to start it, but it's valid for 7 days. We wanted to stay a bit longer, so Wenda's actually inquired about extending it. Can we extend it? And it was so simple. We came here to the Bawali Centre and just asked at the reception where you can actually buy the passes and said, can we extend it? Yep, not a problem. So there on the spot, she just looked up our current pass and added another week to it. So it was very easy to do and didn't cost any extra to do it. So that was good. Hopefully we don't come across one of these.
Oh no. Oh.
The displays are a good reminder of what to watch out for. This is one of those Aboriginal fish traps. Not sure how it works, but apparently it's effective. Oh, I can see how it works now. Fish would go in here and then not be able to come back out because of these spikes. Caught one of them. Caught one of them.
What are they, Paul?
That is a barramundi.
Yep.
And that one is a Saratoga.
Well
Which
done.
apparently is a member of a very prehistoric fish family. So it dates back a long, long time.
Wow. That's pretty clever.
Yeah, a bony tongue fish or something they call them.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they're a very curious fish. It's above your head, Ted. Well, I must admit, I'd never heard much about the Bawali Visitor Centre before coming to Kakadu. But I'm glad we actually went into it. It was very fascinating, full of information about the area and the local people. So definitely worth a visit if you come into Kakadu.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long. I mean, you can put an hour aside, you can pretty much do it.
And it doesn't cost anything.
No,
So it's definitely worth a visit.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And one of the things we had on our bucket list was to visit the infamous Cahill's Crossing.
And check out the croc feeding frenzy we'd heard so much about.
So here we are at Cahill's Crossing. And then there's a little walk down to the water. Let's go and have a look. So here we are at the viewing area at Cahill's Crossing. They've got a great little area here where you don't have to go anywhere near the water. Film this.
At Cahill's Crossing, there is a car park, a day visitor's sort of car park at the top that you can park at and just wander over and have a look at. They've got a viewing platform there that you can go and check out the crossing. So there wasn't any crocs there today when we were down, or we couldn't see any. There probably are, but
We couldn't see any.
they're concealed, so I still wouldn't be swimming in there, but anyway.
I know. But we thought we would at least do the crossing and, get that ticked off our bucket list.
Yeah, so let's go and drive across Cahill's Crossing.
Yeah.
The river is the border between Kakadu and Arnhem Land. About half an hour out of Jabiru.
During low tide, the water flows north toward the sea. Then at high tide, it comes back the other way. Fascinating, really.
It's about 3:30 today. Apparently the tide changes. And all of these rocks over here are covered in water. So as the mullets swim over the rocks in the water, the crocs wait over there on this side and they go, yum, straight in their mouth. Delicious.
We wanted to check out Merle Campground, but got sidetracked on the way. Call into a visit to the border store just up from Cahill's Crossing. Apparently you can book a few tours here and there's some stuff to see inside, so let's go check it out.
Yep, let's do it.
Right, so we're not going in. The store's actually closed on the 1st of July. So we've got another week to wait before it opens.
So there's art in there. You buy art. There's like a little cafe, cold drinks, clothing. Yeah, would have been interesting. We're here at Merle's camping area, which is very, very close to Cahill's Crossing and the Urban Arts site. So the fees for an adult is $15. So it would cost Paul and I $30 to stay. Oof, buffalo, be careful. The sites are lovely and big, and you know, this particular one looks really, really lovely. I don't know what number it is, but it's got a its own little fire pit. And it has some table and chairs. I mean, it really is lovely, Paul, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, it's nice.
It's a really lovely spot.
A little freaky. Well, not a freaky,
No,
but
it's
it's low
not.
cost.
No, it's $30. It's not even low cost.
Is it $30 a night?
Yeah, for you and I, at $15 each, it's not low cost, that's for sure.
No power or water.
No power, no water. Yeah.
There is an amenities block in the centre of the campground with flushing toilets, yay, and hot showers.
Here we are at the Herbert Rock Art. So we decided to come here and check out the art. I don't even know how long the walk is, do you, Paul?
No.
Well, we'll find out. So we learned from the sign back there, the way to pronounce where we are is Uber. Uber.
As in Uber Eats.
As in Uber Eats?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. Always. Let's go and see this rock art.
Let's check out Uber.
Uber.
There's a 1 kilometre circuit walk with smaller tracks like this that allows you to check out some of the ancient rock art. This one is Garin Gorelli, the rainbow serpent, who travelled through this area in human form.
Yeah. It's a big barramundi there. I don't know if you can see it on the GoPro. And up there is a device that they use to catch fish. It's like made of string. I saw that at the cultural centre the other day.
Apparently the Aboriginal rock art is more than just artwork. To the Aboriginal culture, it's actually history lessons and teaching.
It's like teaching generations going down and going forward about what is good to eat and how to catch it, and even when to catch it, what time of the year. Quite amazing, really, isn't it? Just passing it down in generations. I suppose it's like books for us.
Great classroom.
I reckon.
Wish I went to school like this.
The trail takes you through a few different galleries. It is fascinating to see the variety and detail in some of this artwork, most notably the X-ray art.
Oh, it's a fish. I thought it was a rabbit. It's a bit of rock hop, isn't it, Paul?
Yes.
You want to be a little bit fit? Whoa, this is scary. Whoa, look at this.
There is also a lookout here that gives you a great panoramic view of the surrounding area. If you're up for this climb, it gets a little more tricky the further you go. Owen. It's graceful as a ballerina.
Well, at least I'm doing it. That's not good.
The sunset from here is spectacular.
And now for the descent. Oh, it's a long way down there. Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go down there. You go first.
Good to see you made it.
Time to head back to Cahill's Crossing to see the tide change and hopefully some crocs.
Yeah, first.
Well, we did get to see a few crocs slide across the road, and it was amazing. And while it wasn't the feeding frenzy we had hoped for, it was very entertaining.
Here he goes, look. Oh yeah, look at that. Just glides through. Whoa. Down the other end.
To see the water start to flow back the other way, that was just spectacular.
Check out this road train crossing, Paul.
The flow doesn't seem to bother him at all.
No. Not sure how I'd feel about fishing from here with so many crocs nearby, though.
No, you wonder. And with that, our time here at Kakadu was up. Well, we're all packed up, ready to leave Jabiru, and we're heading off to Cousins Lookout for a bit of off-grid camping. So, a couple of nights there before heading back into Darwin. It's been a great stay here, thoroughly enjoyed it.
We filled up our tanks with water here, including the 20-litre tank in the back of the Land Cruiser.
Nope, one shore left, dump point.
Ew. So there is a dump point in Jabiru. It's not in either of the caravan parks. In fact, it's like 500 metres up the road. It's not far at all. But it's handy for caravanners like us to have these dump points around. So we've dumped our waste. We're off to the supermarket to get just a few things to get us over the next couple of days of off-grid camping. Oh, all right, off-grid caravanning. A little bit more luxurious, I suppose.
Today we are heading off to Cousins Lookout. It's in the Mary River National Park, and we're leaving Jabiru. So it's been an hour and a half's drive, was it?
Yeah, about an hour and 35 minutes.
So it's about halfway between Jabiru and Darwin, actually.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend a couple of nights there off-grid,
Yes.
and heard some great reports about it, so I can't wait to check it out.
So the South Alligator River is the main water source for Kakadu. There you have it. Cousins Lookout is at Point Stewart in the Mary River National Park.
The turn-off is well signposted.
You have to book online and pick a site. It costs $6 per person per night, so for us it was $12 a night.
The booking system was quite easy. We had to change the dates of our visit at one time, and that was easy enough to do as well.
The turn off to the campground was also well signed.
The road in turns to dirt for the last 19 kilometres to the campground, and it is fairly corrugated in places, but overall not too bad.
So Paul's about to put on our caravan in an effort to keep the red dust out of our home.
This was one of those situations where we weren't sure whether to stop and drop the tyre pressures or just ride out the corrugations. In the end, we chose just to ride them out.
So we'll look at this. We're on this one, number 7. Came highly recommended in the reviews, so that's the one that we've got. Let's go and check it out. So that's our site there. Paul's going to go and turn around up here and come back and drive in. Makes it a lot easier, I think. So we got into our campground.
plenty of space, really, if you don't want to unhook, which we don't, which is great. But look at this. Look at this view. Wow, that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Alright, so the caravan seems to have done its job. Like, we went through a heck of a lot of dust, as you could see, but there's nothing really in here. There's a couple of spots that it's come through, but for the most part, actually it's the usual culprits, really. Apart from that, it's worked a treat. So there are two spots, like the fridge, underneath the fridge where it comes in through the vent behind the fridge, and also out of where the washing machine is, and there's a plug there, and we didn't put the plug in the washing machine hole, so it's probably our own fault to a certain degree. But the caravan certainly stopped the dust from getting up into the air, because none of the bench tops have got any dust in it, the chairs or anything, so it's all really good.
And the only facilities here are the toilets.
Well, we've got the long drop toilets here. There's two. There's a ladies and a gents, which is just a toilet. A few instructions here. So you can have a campfire and the fireplace is provided. A generator is permitted. Okay. Actually, in this wet heat, probably will need it. So, see how we go, whether I put it on or not. We've got our own little pathway down to the water's edge here. And takes it down to this beautiful looking lily place. I'll go and have a look now. The campground is pretty secluded here by the Mary River and offers magnificent views of the surrounding plains.
There are saltwater crocodiles in the Mary River, so you do need to take care near the water.
There's a boat ramp a little further up the river at Rockhole. Talking to one of the other campers here, he told us there was a 3-metre croc laying on the boat ramp when he was there.
It's a great location for fishing, but again, be croc-wise.
There's a term I've become very familiar with up here, and for good reason too. Well, our time here at Cousins Lookout is drawing to a close. And I tell you, it's been such a beautiful stay here. The mozzies have been the only downside to it. In the evening when the sun goes down, the mozzies come out, and oh boy do they come out. They were actually getting into the van in places that we didn't even know there was gaps. So they've shown us where to close up some spots in the van to try and keep the little fellas out. But apart from that, this has been a great spot to stay. It's such a beautiful place.
I know. Paul, let me tell everyone, the first night we were here, we had all the windows open. Thank God we had all the fly screens closed. And all of a sudden we heard this noise. And we go, what's that noise? Sounds like, birds off in the distance. And then we thought, no, it's not birds. What is it? Oh, it sounds like a drone. Do you know what it was? It was a swarm of mosquitoes. A swarm of mosquitoes.
They were thick. You could have cut them with a knife. It was that thick.
Thank God we were in the van.
Yeah.
It got so bad, actually, that Paul didn't even turn the battery off outside. It was just, no, we were not going out
just
there.
Just let it go. Whatever's out there's out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bit more, Paul. Yeah, I think that'll do. Okay. That'll do.
The site was on a fair slope, so we needed the full height of the ramps to get as level as we could.
Hang on, I can't see on the side of the van. Yeah, right, you've got plenty of room here. All good.
All right, let's get back to Darwin.
Let's go! Well, Paul, that was our Kakadu adventure.
It truly is one of the great national parks.
Yeah.
There's so much to see and do.
When it's open.
Unfortunately, there was a couple of things closed while we were there, but I tell you, the things we got to see, amazing.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely worth a visit if you're up this way.
Kakadu is definitely worth a visit if you're up this way.
Well, I'm looking forward to our next adventure.
Me too. And hopefully you can join us on our next adventure up here at the top end.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bye for now.
Bye.